name is Mary, and I'm originally from part of Russia. Used to be former USSR, but we are now independent country, Armenia. I was born there, and I left my country very young. And I turned 20 on the way to United States. I'm 58 years old now. I live in Madison, Wisconsin. I moved from California. I lived in California 23 years. I'm going for a wedding. My cousin is getting married. So I'm looking forward.
My name is Jacob. I'm from Kansas. Right now I live in Lawrence, Kansas, which is the city where the University of Kansas is located. It's, in my opinion, the best city in Kansas to live in. It's pretty much the only liberal county in Kansas. I want to move for a different climate. I don't really like how cold it gets during the winter. That's why I was thinking about California. The affordability is not as much of an issue for me. I don't have a lot of money, actually. It's more so the standard of living. I would be okay with living in a really small apartment or something. It's a trade-off for having better weather all the time, sunshine.
If Raton is your stop, now is a good time to return to your seat or accommodation, gather up your belongings and your luggage.
Sam DeBaca, and I'm coming from Herman, Missouri. I'm going back home to Albuquerque. Okay. It's a little more inexpensive, and even if I were to fly into St. Louis or Kansas City, where my daughter lives, it's still a 2.5, 3-hour drive from either location. So the train actually stops about a mile from our house, the depot. So that's why we use the train.
Okay. I'm traveling from Indiana. I'm going back to Los Angeles so I could go home to be with the kids in El Cajon, California. And this train ride I enjoyed, even though I was scared. This is my first train ride, so it was kind of fun. It was. I'm gonna go to El Cajon, California to pick up my kids, and I'm gonna move back to Indiana in May. I love California. It's just the cost of living is just a little too expensive. And if you don't have the right job or anything like that, you definitely can go homeless down there. And I don't think that would be a particular place for my son on the strength of the gang activities and stuff like that. And it's a lot behind my house. So it's time for me to relocate. And I don't do earthquakes. No earthquakes for me. 7.3 coming our way. No. Freaking thousands of homeless people down here. Black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican. It doesn't matter. There's thousands of them.
Train traveling 2,300 miles away from a place that I call home, middle of pretty much nowhere in Virginia, just a historic city. The reason why I went out there after leaving Vegas, after 3.5 years of living there, is because I went there for a girl. So I got to know her on a impersonal level because I was on Facebook chatting with her, and I wasn't talking to her in person, but I spent July 4th weekend with her. She kissed me in the back of my brother's Mustang, and she initiated it. But we'll get into why that caused problems. She was still with her ex at the time. When we get to her house, we're kissing, this, that, and the third, and her mom sits there and says, "Why are you kissing this person? You're with this person." And she says, "Well, I'm gonna break up with this person anyways," and we start dating. So I wanted to stay with her. I wanted to be with her for the rest of my life. We sat there and talked about kids, we talked about marriage, we talked about everything. One of her main problems is that my finances were bad, and that she didn't like my parents, but we weren't supposed to have kids and get married 10 years in the future. That's a big plan. I know, we were only together for 8 or 9 months, but when the love was there, the love was really strong. There was no chipping it away with a hammer or anything like that. So all of this had culminated into one giant fight. When I looked at the phone and I saw her messaging somebody, "Hey cutie," kissy face emojis, hard eye emojis, stuff like that, there's only one thing you can think of is she's cheating. She started talking about how she was planning on breaking up with me on her birthday after I spent all this money and stuff like that, and she was going to use me till her birthday to fund her birthday. Yeah. Our mom came up with a plan.
That sounds right, though. It sounds right.
My mom had told me if you don't provide for her birthday, she's going to be done with you. And that's why I walked 3 hours a day, 10 miles a day to and from work at McDonald's, only making $8.50 an hour just to fix my finances so I could take her for her birthday and pay for her birthday and make sure that her birthday was special. She was my world, she was my universe. I would have done anything.
You know what I always wanted to do is
I would have traveled to the end of the earth to make her happy. But she said I had a 5% chance of getting back together with her because she had chosen her ex. There's a large part of me that hates her because of what she said when we broke up. She said she loved her ex more than she ever loved me. I've slept maybe 3 hours every night since we broke up. Every time I wake up, I think about it.
Like when you go in the house, there's like an
Every time I look at my phone, I think about, oh, she should be texting.
I was going down to DC for the best night of my life. I was going to see my sweetheart and make that gal my wife. I waited at the station, but that train did not arrive. Blame the train. It's why I'm always late, it's not me. I do not procrastinate these excuses. Well, they've got to seem quite lame, but I'm telling you, it's not my fault, please darling, blame the train.
Morning, and recruiting kids to be in their games. And they would sit and wait around the school for your kid to get out of school just to, ask your kid, "Hey, you want to be in my game? You got to do this, or you got to..." My son is 250-some pounds. He's very intelligent and very smart. I don't have time. I don't want to be one of those moms who wake up and my son is gone. But I see that I hurt my kids in the process, so I'm gonna go back towards Michigan. Not Indiana, but Michigan. It's called Cassopolis, Michigan. It's literally one high school, one elementary school, it's sad to say, and one preschool. We have a grocery store, of course a pharmacy, a couple gas stations. That pretty much sums it up. Everything is affordable. Rent, cost of living, everything is so affordable. You don't have to worry about somebody talking about damn credit check, excuse my French. But you don't have to worry about people talking about credit checks and all that stuff. They believe in giving you a chance to live, as to where there's so much poverty in California. Yeah, I was homeless for 4 months in California, and it was very hard. It definitely was. Me and my boyfriend, we slept in a tent, and my kids, they slept in the church. And I didn't think we was going to make it that night. It was nights that I didn't think that we would even survive, from it being so cold or from the police, brutality out there with the homeless people. And everything that these people who was rich or who are rich and stuff, they come down and they give you brand new blankets, brand new shoes, water, food, clothes, and you got the police. Not all police are bad. You have them come in and they take away from you what you don't have already. And then they lock you up. You don't have it already. Why are you locking me up? Instead of locking us up, give us a place to stay. You have these girls out here, younger than me, with babies. To survive, they gotta go turn a trick to feed their damn baby. It's sad. That's sad. And I had 3 kids out there until they 1 baby out there. That was the hardest thing for me ever. That was so hard. That was so hard. I try not to talk about it a lot because I really never experienced that before. I mean, of course, yeah, you lose your place, you might go live with your mom or, cousin or something like that. And that's a form of being homeless, but you still have a roof over your head. But to actually honestly be on the street, I had never experienced that before, and I want to let my kids go back through. It's hard. It's hard. It's very hard. Even the place that I'm in now, we have no furniture. I lost everything. I lost everything coming into California, and then I lost everything in California. So, but I can honestly say that California did change me a lot. It made me stronger. It did make my heart colder, but it taught me to humble myself and self-preservation.
I was going down to DC for the best night of my life. I was going to see my sweetheart and make that gal my wife. I waited at the station, but that train did not arrive. Blame the train, it's why I'm always late, it's not me. I do not procrastinate these excuses. Well, they've got to seem quite lame, but I'm telling you, it's not my fault, please darling, blame the train.